My beloved child, don't skip this message. Something is happening behind your back that you were never supposed to know. Someone's name has been whispered in a place you've never been, and their silence toward you isn't accidental. There's a force, a restriction, an invisible boundary stopping them from reaching out, and it's not because they don't want to, it's because they can't. Every time they try to type your name, something interrupts them. A phone glitch, a sudden distraction, a voice inside that warns, don't do it. It's as if the universe itself is protecting you from words that could shift your destiny too soon. You have no idea how many times they've hovered over the send button, heart racing, hands trembling, yet something unseen pulled them back. They're not ignoring you. They're restrained, spiritually, emotionally, and by people who don't want this connection to resurface. Someone around them knows your power, knows your energy, and fears what would happen if the two of you spoke again. The truth is, your name still echoes in their heart, but there's a secret conversation happening above their silence. There's a reason the angels intercepted this message for you right now. The delay in their words is divine timing in disguise. They were meant to be silent so that the real truth could unfold without manipulation. What's coming next will reveal why their silence was part of your protection, not your punishment. Glowing star type Amen to get blessing 333 glowing star. Their life is being guided in directions that keep colliding with your memory. They see signs of you everywhere, in songs, numbers, dreams, and each time they do, they pause and whisper your name under their breath. Even their close circle has noticed how quiet they become when someone mentions you. Don't skip, stay here, because this silence is not permanent. There's a document, a contract, or a verbal promise that has restricted them from speaking to you. They didn't want it, but they had no choice. Someone higher up, maybe a relative, maybe a legal figure, maybe even destiny itself, placed an energetic lock between you two. You were being tested. The angels wanted to see if you would chase or trust. And now, as time unfolds, the restriction is beginning to crack. You might notice their energy returning, a song you once shared suddenly playing, their name appearing on your screen, or a message you thought you'd never receive. The silence was never a rejection, it was redirection. A forced pause so your story could reset. The moment that lock breaks, everything that was unsaid will rush back like a flood. You'll feel it before you see it, a chill, a sign, a whisper in your sleep calling you back to awareness. Sparkles type Amen to get blessing 444 sparkles. Archangel Michael says this connection was never meant to be destroyed, only purified. The unseen realm interfered because the timing was off, and your emotional safety was at stake. Someone close to them had tried to manipulate their perception of you, planting seeds of confusion and fear. Now, heaven is correcting the narrative. Truth is coming to light. The angels are preparing both of your hearts for a conversation that will change everything, not through guilt, but through divine revelation. It's not about chasing, it's about alignment. When their message finally reaches you, it will come after a moment of stillness, maybe late at night, maybe when you're least expecting it. It won't be casual. It will be trembling, sincere, almost sacred. Because they'll know this time they were finally allowed. Stay here, my beloved child, because that day is closer than you think. The silence is cracking open, and the truth is preparing to speak through them in a way that will make sense of every unanswered text, every long night, every tear you've shed. Dizzy type Amen to get blessing 555 Dizzy. Don't scroll. Feel this, their soul is restless. They've replayed the moment they went silent 1,000 times. They've written messages and deleted them before even sending a single word. And every deletion felt like heartbreak all over again. Archangel Michael whispers that someone intentionally intercepted your bond. Whether through jealousy, control, or fear, they convinced this person that reaching out would lead to chaos. But what they didn't know is that destiny cannot be silenced, it only waits for its divine cue. You were always meant to meet again. This waiting period was to make both of you stronger, wiser, and more grounded. They've gone through lessons, karma, and realizations that humbled them beyond words. And now, heaven is orchestrating the scene for your reconnection. The angels are clearing old contracts, breaking karmic cords, and removing every unseen block that's kept your souls apart. You'll soon feel a shift in the energy, your sleep will become lighter, your mood suddenly calmer, and your heart unexpectedly open. That's how you'll know the restriction has finally lifted. Shooting star type Amen to get blessing 777 shooting star. Archangel Michael says, "Be still, for the truth is aligning itself with divine timing." The one who was not allowed to speak will soon find courage through dreams and signs that lead them back to you. You'll notice a spark in the air, a familiar scent, or a sudden memory that feels too vivid to ignore. That's the moment their soul is calling yours again. They are realizing that silence has consequences too. Every day they don't speak, their heart feels heavier. Every message they can't send burns like truth trapped inside a cage. But soon, heaven will open the gates, and what's meant to be said will flow like a confession of the soul. You'll hear from them, but it won't be random. It will be divine precision. Every word will carry weight, healing, and unfinished stories longing to be completed. You'll know the angels arranged it when the message feels like warmth instead of confusion. So don't panic in their silence. Don't question the waiting. You're being protected from premature chaos and prepared for permanent peace. The connection was never denied, it was delayed for your protection. Rose type Amen to get blessing 999 Rose. Now listen closely. When this person finally speaks, it will be with a truth that can't be hidden any longer. They'll tell you why they were kept away, what really happened, and who was behind the silence. And as they do, you'll realize everything you went through was leading to this one moment of clarity. The angels have already written this reunion into your timeline. Every delay, every tear, every unanswered text, it was all pre-written to create divine maturity. The silence shaped your destiny. The restriction taught your soul patience. And now, heaven is ready to reward you. Don't skip this moment. You are stepping into the revelation that turns your confusion into calm. The one who couldn't speak will finally confess, and their words will carry the peace you've been praying for. Stay grounded, the message is already on its way. Archangel Michael stands beside you, clearing the airwaves between your hearts. You're not forgotten, you're chosen. And the silence that once broke you will soon bless you. My beloved child, don't move, don't scroll, this is the moment the angels whispered would come. The stillness you felt lately isn't emptiness, it's the breath before the revelation. The person who was forbidden to speak your name is now standing on the edge of truth, trembling between fear and freedom. They've carried this weight for too long. Nights filled with regret, mornings haunted by your memory, and endless moments where they almost broke the silence but pulled back again. Something sacred inside them is shifting now, their soul can no longer keep quiet. The restriction that once held them was never ordinary. It was a mix of manipulation, guilt, and control spun by people who feared the power of your connection. They were warned, threatened, even emotionally cornered to stay away. But destiny doesn't bow to human rules. Don't skip, stay here, because the moment you read this, their spirit is already trying to find its way to yours. You may feel a sudden warmth in your chest, a strange calmness sweeping through you. That's the universe confirming, they're about to speak. Glowing star type Amen to get blessing 333 glowing star. Their voice is trembling with emotion as they prepare to reach out. You can almost hear it, the slow inhale, the deep exhale, the courage building quietly inside them. Archangel Michael is standing behind them, guiding their words, removing fear, rewriting their narrative. They've realized that silence has cost them more than they imagined. It didn't protect them, it imprisoned them. Every word they couldn't say grew heavier until it started echoing in their dreams, pushing them toward confession. You may notice signs, the same song playing twice in a row, a number sequence following you, or a random thought of them surfacing when you least expect it. These aren't coincidences, they're signals. The divine alignment is beginning. The ones who tried to stop them are starting to lose control. Their plans are unraveling because truth always finds its way to light. The more they resist, the stronger the magnetic pull between your souls becomes. Sparkles type Amen to get blessing 444 sparkles. Don't scroll, my beloved child, because what you're about to read next could explain every unanswered message you've ever sent. They were bound by a situation that wasn't just emotional, it was strategic. Someone around them made sure they felt guilty even for thinking about you. They were told that reconnecting with you would destroy their peace, but in truth, staying away destroyed their soul. They've been living behind a mask, pretending to be fine, while internally breaking every single day. The silence wasn't peace, it was punishment. Archangel Michael says the heavens are rewriting the story in your favor. The lies spoken about you are dissolving. The fog that blurred their understanding is clearing, and they're beginning to see your heart with crystal clarity. There's a message drafted on their phone right now, unsent, unfinished, but loaded with emotion. It starts with your name and ends with, "I'm sorry." The day it's sent, the entire spiritual weight between you will shift. Shooting star type Amen to get blessing 555 shooting star. Listen closely, my child. The energy between you two has been sacred since the beginning. Even separation couldn't destroy what was divinely marked. Every time you thought of them, they felt it, even if they denied it, even if they tried to distract themselves, they felt you. Their silence was their shield, but it also became their prison. They thought they were protecting you by obeying those who restricted them, but now they realize it was never protection, it was manipulation disguised as concern. You are about to see divine correction. The same voices that silenced them will start slipping, revealing the truth piece by piece. Words, confessions, hidden recordings, or old conversations might resurface, each one clearing your name. Archangel Michael whispers, "Forgive before they return, because the return is already destined." They were never gone, they were being prepared. Every heartbreak you endured built the emotional armor you'll need for what's coming. Dizzy type Amen to get blessing 777 Dizzy. Now, their life is shifting fast. Strange synchronicities are surrounding them, the number 1111, feathers on their path, familiar scents that remind them of you. They're starting to see you in everything, and they can't explain why. Heaven is pushing their memory forward. At first, they'll resist again. They'll scroll through your old messages, hover over your contact, and tell themselves it's too late. But fate doesn't listen to fear. The next time their hand shakes over the keyboard, it won't stop. The message will send. Archangel Michael says, the time of silence is ending. The bond that was hidden will now rise in public light. Someone who tried to erase your name from their life will now speak it with reverence, almost as if every whisper is a prayer of apology. You'll know the moment has come when a wave of peace rushes through you, a calm so strong it silences every old question. You won't need to chase anymore. You'll simply receive. Rose type Amen to get blessing 888 Rose. Don't scroll, something beautiful is unfolding. They're seeing your face in dreams so vivid they wake up calling your name. They've started talking about you again, secretly, quietly, to someone they trust. And that's how the restriction begins to break, through honesty. They've been searching for signs too, asking heaven for permission to come forward. And now, the answer has arrived. Archangel Michael has lifted the block, and soon, you'll hear from them not just through text, but in a moment that feels divinely scripted. This isn't a random conversation waiting to happen. It's a destined moment that will heal lifetimes of confusion. You will feel a shift in your heart before it happens, as if the air itself whispers, "It's time." And when that message finally reaches you, it won't just be words on a screen. It will be a soul saying, "I never stopped thinking about you. I was never allowed to say it, until now." Sparkles type Amen to get blessing 999 sparkles. Archangel Michael says, stand firm, my child. You are stepping into divine justice. The energy that once silenced love is now dissolving completely. Your connection was never forbidden, it was delayed until both hearts were purified enough to handle its purpose. Now, as the final seal breaks, both of you are being aligned to meet again, not as victims of circumstance, but as souls finally free. They'll reach out in a moment so unexpected it will leave you breathless. It may start small, but every word will feel alive, electric, and true. Your calmness will be their confirmation that heaven approved this reunion. The fear they carried will fade as they speak, and you'll realize their silence was never rejection, it was transformation. Stay here, stay ready, the silence is ending, the truth is walking home. My beloved child, don't move. This is the moment heaven has been preparing you for. The vibration around you is shifting, something is coming through. The air feels different, almost sacred, because the message that was once blocked is finally breaking through every wall that kept it silent. Archangel Michael stands beside you now. His wings spread wide as divine permission is granted. The person who couldn't speak your name, who was bound by fear and interference, is now trembling with courage. They've typed your name again, and this time, they won't delete it. Don't skip, listen. Their hands are shaking as they write, their eyes wet, their pulse racing. They know this message could change everything, yet something deep inside tells them it's finally safe to tell you the truth. The angels are guiding every word. When it arrives, it won't feel like a normal text. You'll feel it before you see it. A strange wave of warmth will pass through your chest, or you'll glance at your screen at the exact second it lights up. That's the sign, divine timing has just unlocked your story. Glowing star type Amen to get blessing 333 glowing star. The first words they'll send might be simple, hey. I don't know where to start. But hidden between those words is an ocean of emotion they've carried for too long. They might pause before hitting send, take a deep breath, whisper your name, and release it into the universe. You, in that moment, will feel a calm that only truth brings. The silence that once felt like abandonment will suddenly make sense. Heaven didn't let them speak until they could speak with honesty. Their confession will unfold slowly. A mix of pain, longing, and regret. They'll tell you about the pressure they faced, the people who told them not to talk to you, the misunderstandings that broke their courage. They'll admit they tried to move on, but nothing worked, because your energy followed them everywhere. You'll sense sincerity in every line, like a heartbeat in every word. The angels are making sure this moment is pure. You're not just reading their message, you're reading their redemption. Sparkles type Amen to get blessing 444 sparkles. Don't scroll, my child, this next part will touch your soul. They'll reveal a name, a moment, or a reason you never knew. The one who restricted them might have been someone very close, a family member, a friend, or a manipulator disguised as a guide. That person's power is gone now. Heaven has ended their control. When they say, I couldn't reach out, they're not lying. Every time they tried, something stopped them, a glitch, a sudden distraction, an argument, or an overwhelming wave of fear. Those were spiritual blockages, carefully placed to delay this union until the time was right. Now that time has arrived. The divine lock is broken. Their soul is free to confess what's been burning inside for months, maybe even years. They'll tell you that they never stopped thinking about you, never stopped caring, and that even in silence, you were the loudest voice in their heart. Archangel Michael says, truth delayed is not truth denied. You are now receiving what was always meant to find you. Dizzy type Amen to get blessing 555 dizzy. They may start crying as they type. Their heart will tremble with every line they send, unsure if you'll reply, afraid you've moved on. But what they don't know yet, is that heaven has already softened your heart to understand. Every unanswered prayer you whispered during sleepless nights is now being fulfilled through this message. You'll read it and feel a strange mix of peace and disbelief, like you're witnessing prophecy unfold in real time. Archangel Michael whispers in your ear, this is divine closure mixed with divine beginning. You were never abandoned, you were being prepared for this exact moment of awakening. And when you finally respond, your words will carry healing. You'll say less, but every syllable will hold forgiveness and wisdom. Your tone will calm their storm. Shooting star type Amen to get blessing 777 shooting star. As the conversation continues, their honesty deepens. They'll admit the sleepless nights, the guilt, the dreams where they saw you crying and couldn't wake up. They'll say they wanted to text hundreds of times but something inside screamed, not yet. That something was divine intervention. Don't skip, because this part will make your heart pound. They'll tell you that even when they tried to replace your energy, it never worked. Every new face reminded them of you. Every time they laughed, it felt incomplete. Every victory felt hollow. They'll say, I didn't know how powerful your presence was until I lost it. And you'll feel tears in your eyes because you'll sense their truth. Heaven is using their words to balance the scales of destiny. Archangel Michael says, do not seek revenge, seek restoration. Because what's returning now is not the same person, it's a healed soul ready to honor what was once taken for granted. Rose type Amen to get blessing 888 Rose. Now, the truth spills completely. They'll confess there was a conversation, one you never knew about, where someone spoke against you, twisting your image, painting lies. And in their confusion, they believed it. But every day since then, their spirit has been screaming the truth you already knew, you were innocent. They'll tell you how those lies destroyed their peace, how they realized too late that walking away from you was their biggest mistake. They'll say, I thought I was protecting myself, but I was really punishing my soul.